Hello, I'm Alex, Key Account Manager and Partner Manager at Getint. Today we have Nikki Bakker from EdgeFactor. And basically, if you could tell us a bit more about your team and your role in EdgeFactor, and basically what EdgeFactor even does.
Sure. So we are an online platform that basically works in schools with educators and students. We develop all our own content, and basically we are there to try and help students discover what it is that they should do with their lives. So it's career exploration. But we have developed our platform from scratch ourselves. So we've got a development team offshore. But our content team is all here, based locally in Canada.
Oh, that's great. I wish I would have heard of it. Maybe I would have signed up.
We hear that a lot.
Okay, and maybe you could explain to me. So you have your developers offshore. So I suppose they are the ones using the Azure DevOps part of the system.
Yes.
And you're using Asana.
Yeah, so we use Asana for all our project management, so all our content, marketing, etc. So our team are well versed with Asana, and we don't want to change from that. The offshore team that are in South Africa are a software development team, and they use Azure DevOps, and obviously they use it quite extensively for their billing, etc. So they don't want to obviously then come and use our system either. Hence why we want both stay in our own environments, but we need to sync.
Okay, so how did the process look like for you then? Since I suppose you had to do it manually, or you had some tickets that you basically were duplicated in both of these systems that you decided to look for Getint?
Yeah, so what we did, when we've been working with them for a few years, and when we first started, we didn't have a sync at all. So we basically, somebody like myself, so I head up all the operations on our side. I had login details to DevOps, and I could see what was going on. But it's quite a different environment for my team. They would get quite lost because there's so many tickets, and then I would have to update my team, either by email, etc. But it just became very, very onerous, and it just didn't work. So then we looked at syncing, looking at different options for syncing, and I think the one we used to use was working relatively well. There were some that we looked at that were just really too complicated, and some that also just don't deal with DevOps. So it's and then hence we were Googling and we found you guys, and then have been trying that out.
So I guess Getint basically hit the sweet spot of not too complicated, but having enough functionalities, and then it's just user friendly.
Yeah. So okay. It was the one we looked at I felt like I'm not a developer myself. I would consider myself fairly tech savvy, but not to a huge degree. And some of the integrations we were looking at were just really, really complex to maintain, whereas this one seemed like very, very straightforward that we could use.
Great. Nice to hear. And how was the setup process? Since you say that was, for example, how long did it take you to set it up?
So the original, I think for it was more a case of a learning curve in terms of knowing how to set it up. But like the original setup was super quick. What I like about it is I think it was access tokens that you use. That's a little bit different to some of the other syncs, but that was very quick and easy to set up. So the actual initial sync was I would say literally in minutes. It was super quick. It was more as I've worked with you guys, trying to figure out exactly how I need to set things up and not really fully understanding all the bits and pieces. That obviously has taken a bit of trial and error. But
yeah, of course, like understanding the logic of the tool, because
exactly.
we had some difficulties seeing how tickets flow and what applies where. But exactly. Basically, that's kind of understanding the concept of the integration itself and what happens when Getint tries to sync things, other than just not knowing how to map things and basically how to set it up. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's great. And I'm not sure if this applies, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What type of data are you integrating? Is it basically, are you like feeding or like requests for the development, or is it the other way around?
So it's both. So we have at the moment we've got 3 syncs set up. One is just a backlog, but the one is for bugs, and so that is generally generated from our side. So my team will log the bugs, and then those push through into DevOps as a bug, and that is the DevOps side. The ticket is a bug. We've got another one where basically they're doing new feature development, and that then the developers are actually creating in DevOps, and it's pushing through to our side. And so there I have less, I've got different sort of setups for each, because the bugs I need my team to put a lot more information and have more control over. The new development, I need the developers to kind of run that. So so they're both of those, I would say, we use.
Okay, yeah, that's great, and kind of shows. I don't want to boast too much, but kind of shows the flexibility, since you have basically you can set up
Yep.
two different integrations for the two different projects, and basically have them kept in sync. And what was your experience with, let's say, the support, which mostly was me throughout this process? I know we had some issues. Thanks to you, we fixed the formatters for the Asana DevOps integration, which is even now being more improved, since we spotted a new bug, which was that the URL basically broke the formatter. But how would you rate your experience with working with us? Yeah, how did you like it?
So your support is excellent. What I have found with some of the other tools is the support is lacking. So first of all, you can wait for a long time to get an answer, whereas with you guys, it's instantaneous. We're not on the same time zone, but that doesn't seem to have caused a problem. I mean, I think there's probably about a 5 or 6 hour time difference, but that has been fine. I think what's helped is appreciating that you would get on a call with others, and we could fix. And then also, like for instance, the formatting, that you were willing to have a look at that and realize that was a significant barrier to us, and that has helped a lot. I think the other thing with Getint that was particularly helpful was the fact that I can check my latest runs, and monitor if there were errors, etc. So that is a whole lot. I feel like we can get to the bottom of the problem quickly, because then I can give you a log, you can have a look, etc. Whereas I find with some of the other tools, I can't actually see if there's a problem. It looks at face value like everything's fine, but there's no way for me to look in the back end, which I can with this tool, which has been much better.
Yeah, the formatting is quite a nice feature. Having the possibility of basically look into. I know myself when I'm trying to record the guides, and when something doesn't work, I don't have to like ask my coworkers for everything. I basically just go in and investigate for myself, and I'm not the tech guy at all. I have
Yeah.
some basic understanding of how technology works, but other than that, I'm not. But even going into the logs, sometimes you can decipher like what's
Yeah,
going on wrong, and you
exactly.
can just fix it in like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for the kind words. I guess we can wrap it up. And
Okay.
we'll see you guys in the next interview.
Thank you.